wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
So before we start, okay, let me share my slides with all of you. Okay, so I hope you can see my slides. So we are now in week 5, right? Week 5. So our topic for today's session. Okay, so the 5th stage, also will include the 6th stage. Okay, consolidation period and also a stagnation period. Okay, never mind. We go one by one lah. Okay, inshallah. So a consolidation period. Yeah. So it begins in 960 years. Okay, Christ era. Okay, during the Christ era to 58. Okay, Christ era. Okay, so let us move. So before, if you still remember, okay, we discussed, okay, and the Abbasid period and also Umayyad dynasty. Okay, so now we continue with this stage, yeah. Okay, consolidation period and also stagnation period. All right, okay, we move. So introduction. Okay, so this stage covered the periods between the ends, okay, of the 4th period and extended to the sacking of Baghdad by the Mongols, okay, in the year 656 of the Hijrah, right? So and also during this period, okay, it also known as the periods of taqlid, imitation. Taqlid means blind following. Okay, blind following to a particular view. Okay, without having knowledge. Okay, about the basis. Okay, of the particular view. Okay, the evidence, the proof. Okay, blindly following. Okay, the view. Okay, so taqlid, imitation, blind following. Okay, so the declines of the early legacy of Islamic scholarship. So during this time, okay, it happened. Okay, I mean the declinations of Islamic scholarship. Okay, and it's unlike what happened during the times of Abbasid period. Yeah, where we see the flowering. I mean the growth, developments of Islamic scholarship and all that. All right. So these times, we saw the decline. All right. Okay. So the scholars followed the ijtihadat, that was made by the earlier scholars and limit fiqh to this opinion. So during this time, during this period, what happened? All the mujtahid, during this period, they limit their ijtihad, to the mazhab. Okay, to a specific mazhab. So we call also ijtihad mazhab. Ijtihad mazhab. Okay, so most of them, the mujtahid, during this period, they follows the ijtihadat, made by the previous scholars. Made by the predecessors or the previous scholars. Yeah, even though they did ijtihad, even though they do ijtihad, they did ijtihad. They based their ijtihad on the principles made by their, the scholars in the specific mazhab. That's why we say the ijtihad. During these times, it more to ijtihad mazhab. They did tarjih. Between the opinions, the opinions of the scholars, within, the scope of the mazhab, within a certain mazhab. This situation actually resulted in, some scholars calling for the closing, of the door of ijtihad. There's no more, ijtihad like previous time during the Abbasid period, where all people, they are free, to do ijtihad, based on the Quran and Sunnah, for example. But then this time, Okay, they just focus on the mazhab, ijtihadat or ijtihad mazhab. Alright. So this resulted in some scholars calling for the closing of ijtihad. Okay, so during this time also, there was drastic reductions of number and the number of mazhabs. Okay, so previously we know during the Abbasid period it's not only the four prominent mazhab emerged. Any other than the four prominent mazhab also emerged. Okay, but then this time, this period, what happened? Okay, the reduction, drastic reduction of in the numbers of mazhabs. Yeah. So the focus, the focus was on the four main mazhab. Okay, the four main mazhab, namely the Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali, and also Hanbali mazhab. Yeah, so the structure, the operations of this mazhab became, strong, highly systematic. Yeah, and the scholars within this mazhab, what happened? What did they do? Okay, were obliged to base, their ijtihad, based on the principles made by the specific mazhab, by the scholars, of the specific mazhab. Okay, so happen also. Those school soon took on dynamism of its own, and the followers started the practice of naming themselves after their specific mazhab. So they name themselves after the specific mazhab, meaning that, for example, we have author of Sharh Sunnah. The name is Husain ibn Mas'ud al-Baghawi. So soon, he was referred to as, Al-Hasan ibn Mas'ud al-Baghawi al-Shafi'i. So al-Shafi'i after this specific mazhab, Shafi'i mazhab. So they name their name, based on the mazhab they followed, right? So that was happened. I want to say that, during this time, only people just focus on these four mazhab: Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali. All right. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so the reductions of all forms of ijtihad and affected the dynamisms of fiqh. Okay, the dynamisms of fiqh, so it's supposed to be, tally, supposed to be, follow the, to solve the the contemporary issues. Okay, but then because of this reductions of all forms of ijtihad, because, the mujtahid during that time, they just follow the ijtihadat made by the previous scholars, and the scholars in specific mazhab. So it actually affected the dynamisms of fiqh. Yeah, so the dynamisms of fiqh, which are supposed to deal with contemporary issues, and provide reliable solution for them. So this situation, the reductions of all forms of ijtihad, this affected, the dynamisms of fiqh. And taqlid, what is the meaning? Blind following of particular view. So I have said just now. Blind following of a particular view without knowledge of the basis of the view. So meaning that do not have knowledge, idea. What are the basis? What are the evidences? What are the proofs? A certain ruling that that reach. A certain ruling derived from. So we say it is taqlid. Yeah. So then so actually following a certain ruling provided from predecessors is actually normal, but then all Muslims, Muslims were not infallible, except Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the previous interpretations, we should not any should not be followed blindly, okay, without regard to certain basic principles of reason that enable us to distinguish, that enable us to differentiate, okay, between what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so we need to know what are the proofs, what are the evidences, okay, certain ruling based upon, okay, based upon, yeah. Okay, so then we can also say that taqlid here means blind following, okay, or any refer to the actions of those who simply follow a mazhab, specific mazhab, okay, simply follow a specific mazhab regardless the errors that they see, okay, regardless the errors that they see. Yeah, as for common people, never mind. As for common people, so it is, common people, they don't have knowledge, okay, to do independent decision, okay, independent decision. Then it is for them to follow one of the opinion given, okay, one of the opinion given by the scholars, okay, or any by the scholars of four mazhab, and they should keep their minds, okay, open and rely on open-minded scholars, okay, as much as possible. So the most important, the most important factor, okay, to determine, okay, to determine which opinion to be followed is actually the strength, okay, of the opinion. So how to know the strength of this opinion? Okay, so of course through examining, okay, through examining the proof, okay, through examining the evidence, okay, the evidences on which, okay, a certain ruling is based upon it. Okay, so yes, we need to know, okay, the dalil, the evidence, okay, the proof. Okay, so factors that led to taqlid, okay, there are several factors, okay, which had led, okay, to the trend of taqlid during this period, okay, during this consolidation period. Okay, so for example here, okay, the collapse, okay, of the Abbasid Empire into many states, okay, was accompanied by each state following mazhab of its choice. Okay, so for example, Egypt. Okay, Egypt followed the Shafi'i mazhab. Yeah, okay, if you have questions, for example, please write down after this. Okay, the chat box will be open after this, so please write down your question there. Yeah. Okay, so Egypt, for example, Egypt followed the Shafi'i mazhab. Yeah. Then Spain, for example, okay, followed the Maliki mazhab. Okay, and Turkey and India followed the Hanafi mazhab. So because of this, yeah, so each state followed certain mazhab. Okay, even in selecting the governors, okay, in selecting the administrators, okay, so and also judges, okay, these are among, okay, those who follow its official mazhab, the state's mazhab. Yeah. So those who wanted to be a qadi, for example, to be judges, okay, so they have to follow the official mazhab, the mazhab of the state, right? So this is one of the factors, okay, that led to taqlid during that period. Yeah. Okay, and the second one, okay, the second factor is, okay, the schools of fiqh were completely formed at all. Okay, and also the details work out. So they thought, okay, any rulings, okay, were already deduced and recorded, okay, during the extensive, due to the extensive developments of speculative fiqh. Okay, so this actually developed, right, on over dependence, okay, on the works of early scholars of the mazhab. Okay, because already there, okay, everything was there. Okay, the rulings for, if you still remember during the Abbasid period, okay, they provided solution for something that for issues that not yet happened, hypothetical one. Okay, so everything for this period, everything were already there. Okay, so everything's were was worked out. Then they think no need, okay, to do other ijtihadat. Okay, so they depended, okay, on the whatever they have, okay, in front of them. Okay, then some unqualified individual, okay, began to claim the right to make ijtihad in order to twist the religion to suit their wishes. Okay, unqualified individual, okay, began to claim. Okay, so that is why, so many incompetent scholars, okay, consequently, what happened? Okay, many incompetent scholars began making rulings which misguided the masses on a number of issues. Yeah, misguided the masses on a number of issues. So, in ensuing confusion, so the reputable scholars of the day tried to close, okay, the door of ijtihad. So this also one of the factors, okay, that led to taqlid lah. Okay, the limitations or blind following. Yeah. Okay, so next, the factor is tendency of utilizing the view of a single mazhab by the judges. Yeah, the tendency of utilizing the view of a single mazhab by the judges. Okay, so when we see previous time, okay, previous period, okay, the judges, they will deduce the ruling based on Quran and Sunnah. But what happened on this? But what happened in this period? Okay, the judges, okay, they tend, okay, to follow, okay, the views of a single mazhab, which has affected their credibility. So, this is in turn has contributed to the practice of taqlid lah. Okay, the tendency of utilizing the view of a single mazhab by the judges. Yeah. So it's different. Okay, it's different with what happened, okay, during the Abbasid time. Okay, so we see how the Islamic scholarship declined, okay, during this time, but taqlid happened. Yeah. Okay, now we move to contributions of the scholars of this period. Okay, contributions of the scholars of this period. So, like I said just now, the ijtihad is ijtihad mazhab. Okay, but still there were contributions in the development of fiqh, right? So the scholars of this period, they contributed significantly, okay, in the development of fiqh. Okay, despite of the shortfalls, okay, mentioned earlier, right? Taqlid. Now that, okay, since the effects of the earlier mazhab was very dominant during this time, okay, this time most of the efforts of the scholars have been spent in developing the mazhab of their predecessors. So developing the mazhab of their previous scholars, predecessors. Yeah? The focus also was, on editing, okay, and on editing and revising the previous works, okay, of the scholars, of the predecessors, yeah, and the fiqh books of earlier scholars, okay, were condensed and abridgments of them were made, yeah, also. Okay, so it was about the work, okay, of the previous scholars, okay, in a specific mazhab. So they developed, they edited, they revised, okay, whatever they have in the mazhab. Okay, so first, what were the contributions? Okay, so the scholars analyze all the rulings of their mazhab founding scholars. Okay, deduce the fundamental principles behind their rulings and codified them. So they took out, okay, the principles. What are the principles? Then they codified. Okay, they codified those principles in a codification or in a book, right? Okay, so they also made ijtihad, okay, limited ijtihad on issues. Okay, they did limited ijtihad on issues which the founders had not come across. Yeah. Okay, this ijtihad were founded on the established principles of particular mazhab, ijtihad mazhab. Yeah. So ijtihad mazhab, as this new form of reasoning came to be known, was based on deductions of laws for new issues according to the principles laid down by the founders of the particular mazhab. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the contributions. Okay, so they took out the fundamental principles, okay, behind the rulings of the previous scholars, the rulings made by the previous scholars. Okay, all right. So then later, okay, these principles will be the reference, okay, for the mujtahids for that mazhab lah, right? Okay, number 2, okay, the scholars made the effort to distinguish, okay, the strongest view from others who had different given views on specific issues. This is called tarjih. Okay, so tarjih, so they distinguish, okay, they distinguish, they differentiate, okay, they evaluate, okay, what are the strongest view, what is the strongest views, okay, from others, okay, who have different given views on specific issues. Okay, so this process is called tarjih. Okay, and at this time it normally involves the favoring of certain opinions by scholars, okay, within a given mazhab over other opinions of that mazhab on the same topic. Okay, so they will look at which opinions, okay, is the strongest one, which opinion is strongest one, for example. Yeah. Okay, so this practice we call as tarjih. Okay, so difference of opinions on one issue, okay, difference of opinion in one issue within a school had arisen when the founding scholars as well as their students changed their earlier opinions. Okay, right. So this also one of the contributions, okay, of the scholars, okay, during this period of time, during this period. Yeah. Okay, so a format for writing fiqh books evolved and became a standard, okay, which remains until today. Okay, so specific or format writing, yeah, fiqh books. Okay, writing of to write fiqh books evolved. Yeah, so it became a standard. So actually, this remained, okay, in practice until today. So the various issues were grouped under the main headings. Okay, so what are the format? So the format, okay, so the various issues were grouped, okay, under main headings, and the main headings and the chapters, okay, each of which represented a major topic from Sharia. So even the order of the chapters became standardized. Okay, so the author would begin with the 4 pillars of the Iman. Okay, for example, then after Iman, since Iman was dealt with in books of Islamic theology. So after treating the laws and issues concerning Tahara and Salah, Saum, okay, and Hajj, for example, then they will continue to buy any business transactions. Yeah, so and then akhlaq. Okay, so they will first, okay, put iman, okay, and then tahara, okay, yakni the practice of Islam, ibadah like salah, saum, zakah, and then transactions, okay, business transactions, for example, and then akhlaq. So this is the format. Okay, so in dealing with any of these issues, an author from any one mazhab will mention the different proofs. Okay, so they will mention also different proofs, proofs or evidences used by different mazhabs. Okay, then he would end by methodically, okay, proving the correctness of his own mazhab. okay, his own mazhab's position. Okay, so in that book, for example, the fiqh books, okay, they wrote, okay, the proofs, evidences of other mazhabs also. Okay, but ended by proving, okay, the correctness of his own mazhab. Okay, his own mazhab. And refuting the arguments of other mazhab. So this is the format, okay, and become a standard, okay, which remain until current time. All right, okay. So these are the contributions, okay, contributions of the scholars of this period, okay. Right, so al-muhim, okay, the most important thing was that, okay, all of these contributions, okay, are actually, within, okay, a mazhab, okay, within a specific mazhab, limited ijtihad, or you can say ijtihad mazhab lah. Okay, all of this, okay, happened within a specific mazhab. Even though they did ijtihad, okay, the scholars, but then it based on the principles of, the usul, the principles that were provided by the previous scholars, in the specific mazhab. And actually, it also led, okay, it's also contributed, okay, to the development of fiqh, right? Okay. Okay, now we come to the sixth stage. All right, the sixth stage, stagnation period. Stagnation period. Stagnation and reinvention period. Okay. So, moving. Okay, this stage began with the fall of Baghdad. Okay, began with the fall of Baghdad in the 7th century of Hijrah and extended until present. Okay, until now, to this life. So these periods also include the rise of Ottoman Empire. Okay, so it includes the rise of Ottoman Empire, okay, by the Turkish leader. Okay, so until the declines of this empire, the Ottoman Empire, okay, attacks of under the attacks of European colonialism. So taqlid, the trend of taqlid continued, okay, in this period and becomes a norm among the scholars and public. Right, so from the previous period, consolidation. So this taqlid, okay, the practice of taqlid continued. The trend of taqlid continued and became a norm. Okay, becomes a norm. Okay, among the scholars and public. Okay, so there was no ijtihad, right? So despite that, there were some reformers. There were some reformers who called for the exercising of ijtihad in reducing fiqh ruling. Okay, but even though there was taqlid, okay, the practice of taqlid became popular, became a norm, okay, among people during that time. But still, there were some reformers. Okay, there were some reformers, okay, that called for exercising ijtihad. Okay, ijtihad to reduce the fiqh ruling. And so, for example, okay, who are they? Okay, so Ahmad ibn Taymiyyah, for example, Ahmad ibn Taymiyyah. So this is also one of the reformers. Okay, Shah Waliullah ad-Dihlawi, okay, among the reformers lah. Okay, Jamaluddin al-Afghani, okay, Muhammad Abdu, okay. But yes, even though there was calling, okay, for ijtihad, but still, okay, taqlid was there. Yes, taqlid was still dominant. Okay, so Taqlid was still dominant during that time, okay, among the scholars and the general public, and this led to Sharia being associated to the four mazhab. So Sharia, being associated, okay, to the four mazhabs, and the fanaticism, okay, towards mazhab became prevalent. So Sharia, okay, then during that time is being associated with four mazhabs, and the fanaticism towards a certain mazhab, okay, towards certain mazhab became predominant or prevalent, right? So next. Okay, so another important development during this period, okay, is the codification. Okay, before this, so another important development was codifications of Islamic law. So it happened. Codifications of Islamic law happened during this time, okay, which was prepared under the auspices of the Ottoman Caliph. So during this time also we have Majalatil al-Ahkam al-Adaliyah. Okay, Majalatil al-Ahkam al-Adaliyah. Okay, so during the times, Ottoman Empire. All right. Okay, so it's like a mu'amala. It is related to mu'amala, the principles of mu'amala or business transactions. Okay, and it becomes reference, okay, to the states lah. Okay, so Majalatil al-Ahkam al-Adaliyah, the just code. Okay, we say also the just code. Then this majala was drafted, okay, by a panel of 7 top-ranking, okay, scholars of fiqh, okay, during that time lah. Okay, so that was what you say, the examples of codifications of Islamic law, okay, that took place, okay, during this period. Yeah. Okay, so another important, the colonization, okay, the colonizations of Muslim states by Western power has affected the developments of Islamic law. Yeah, so colonization. So, for example, the expeditions of Columbus, okay, and if you still remember Vasco da Gama. So soon after that, Western European states, okay, began to capture the routes and sources of international trade. Columbus, they started with that. Okay, so colonization. Okay, so this this colonization, okay, has its impact, okay. So it led to total collapse, okay, of the Ottoman Empire, okay, during the First World War, and it was divided into several states. Yeah. So because of this colonialization, what happened? Okay, it led to the total collapse of Ottoman Empire. Okay, so with this, the Ottoman Empire was divided into several states. Okay, so with this development, the European law codes, okay, the European law codes, okay, replace Islamic laws. Okay, the European law codes, replace the Islamic laws throughout the Muslim world. Okay, with the exceptions of some areas of the law lah. But certain aspects of Islamic law remained. Like, for example, al-ahwal al-shakhsiyah, okay, rulings, law related to marriage, for example, yeah, okay, it remained. Okay, but other than that, for example, okay, were replaced by the European law codes, except for certain countries ataupun Muslim states or Muslim countries lah. Okay, so Islamic law has ceased to be practiced in all Muslim countries except for some countries, okay, that have adopted some aspects of Islamic law, like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Sudan. Okay, some countries they practice, okay, Islamic law. Yeah. Okay, so to say that, you know, although European colonialism, okay, has formally ended, okay, in Islamic world, so the constitution and law in many Muslim countries, for example, are very much influenced, okay, by the law. Yeah, I mean the colonial law. Okay, like for example, British law, right? So even though the colonialism, okay, European colonialism has ended, but still there is still influence, okay, influences there. The Muslim countries also still influenced, okay, still influenced by the colonial law, okay, like British law and all that, okay, Dutch or any other colonial powers. Yeah. Okay, so yes, even though like I said, some countries, some Muslim countries, they still practice Islamic law, yeah, like what you have seen here. Okay, all right. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is actually codifications of fiqh, okay, during this period, okay, during this stagnation period. Okay, two forms of writing the text of fiqh, okay, that were developed, all right, during this time. Okay, so one of them is, al-mutun, yeah. So one of them is al-mutun. So it's like summarizations, okay, summarizations of different topics of fiqh. Okay, summarizations of different topics of fiqh. Okay, so we call al-mutun. So al-mutun, yeah. So these summarized versions are normally it's a very brief and compact. Okay, that they need further explanation. Okay, need further explanation in order to be fully understood. Okay, al-mutun, this one, yeah, like summarizations of topics of fiqh. Okay, so we need explanation, okay, to really understand. Okay, because it's very, this mutun, okay, it's very compact, okay, and very brief. Okay, so we need the explanation. So the shuruh, shuruh, shin, ra, waw, ha, shuruh is followed by another explanations of the 10 words, okay, used in it. So we have shuruh, the explanations of this mutun, okay, we got shuruh. And, so these explanations are called shuruh. So the shuruh is followed by another explanation. Okay, so in shuruh also, there was also an explanation about certain words used in shuruh. Okay, so we call this this word, okay, the explanations of this word, okay, is called hawashi. Okay, hawashi. So never mind. Okay, it's just a form of codification. Okay, took place during this time. Yeah, so we have mutun, the summarizations of different topics of fiqh as one book. Okay, for example, Muwafaqat by Ash-Shatibi, Zadul Ma'ad, okay, by Imam Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. Okay, so this mutun needs an explanation. So we call this explanation shuruh lah. Okay, shuruh. Okay, then in shuruh, okay, there will also use words, okay, explanations of certain words in shuruh. So we call as hawashi. Okay, so like that. So this method is followed by the scholars, okay, that result in many mutun being written. Okay, so during that times, many mutun, these summarizations of topics of fiqh were written. Okay, and also shuruh, hawashi, yeah, until today. Yeah, so it was still practiced until today. So yes, yeah. So these are the example. Okay, Al-Muwafaqat and also Zadul Ma'ad, okay, by Imam Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah. Okay, so we have other popular form of compilations, okay, during this period, okay, the compilations of legal verdicts. Okay, so we say, we call as kutub fatawa. Okay, so Al-Fatawa is usually issued as answered, as answers to the fiqh questions, okay, posed to the scholars by the public. When the public ask questions, okay, and then the scholars try to answer, then the scholars give the answer. Okay, so then, okay, so we have, okay, that compilation of legal verdict, the fatwa, okay, according to different topics of fiqh, okay, also known as kutub fatwa. So, for example, we have fatwa Ibn Taymiyyah, fatwa ini Al-Bazariyah, and fatwa Al-Hindiyah. Okay, and also we have during Ottoman Empire, Majalatul-Ahkam Al-Adaliyah. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So this is, okay, one of the famous codifications of law, okay, during the Ottoman Empire was Majalatul-Ahkam Al-Adaliyah. Okay, Majalatul-Ahkam Al-Adaliyah. Okay, so it is the first codifications of Islamic law, okay, as a legal text. Okay, it is about transaction, yeah, Islamic transaction law, muamalah. Okay, so most of the enactment, okay, most of the enactment, okay, on this in this majallah, okay, favors the Hanafi's views. So it is based on the Hanafi's views, okay, of fiqh, and all of the scholars on the committee that were trusted to draft this code were from Hanbali. Yeah, why? Okay, majority or most enactment was from Hanbali school. Yeah, because the persons, okay, the people who drafted, okay, this majallah, okay, were from this mazhab. Okay. So after this codification, several Islamic countries like Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, and Syria started to codify laws that deal with ahwali shakhsiyah, so personal law. Yeah. So after this Majalatul Ahkam, so other states, Muslim states, they started to codify several Islamic law. Islamic law. Okay, like these countries. Okay. So basically, the law is related to shakhsiyah, ahwali al-shakhsiyah. So, which include the law pertaining to marriage, okay, pertaining to marriage, divorce, okay, maintenance, distributions of inheritance, and similar laws. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this was what happened, okay, during that time. Okay, several Islamic Muslim countries, they started to codify, okay, some aspects of Islamic law. Yeah. All right. So the picture. Okay, so no restriction to certain mazhab. Okay, so one of the distinguished features, okay, of this codification is that codifications of this Islamic law is that it does not restrict its ruling to certain mazhab, to a particular mazhab. Yeah. So the views of different mazhab were taken into consideration. So the opinions of other mazhabs, for example, were taken into consideration is deciding, okay, a point of law to be codified. Yeah. Okay, so that was the thing. All right. So next, moving on, 11:30 already. Okay, no problem. So this is the last slide. Okay, present states of Islamic law. So present states of Islamic law. So the law is not fully implemented, particularly after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, but some aspects of Islamic law are maintained. Okay, some aspects of Islamic law are maintained, like ahwali shakhsiyah, pertaining to marriage, pertaining to divorce, maintenance, or inheritance, and all that. Okay, were maintained, okay, in some Islamic countries. Okay, some fiqh academies were established also, okay, during this time, present time. Okay, some fiqh academies, okay, were established, like, for example, Islamic Research Academy. So it was founded it was in University Al-Azhar, okay, 1961, okay. So these academies, okay, what are their responsibilities? Okay, is to need to deal with contemporary issues, okay, related to Islamic law. Whenever there are issues, okay, they will try to solve, okay, these contemporary issues. Yeah, right. So research academy, yeah, or we say in Arabic Majma' Buhuth, okay, Majma' Buhuth al-Islamiyah, so founded by the University Al-Azhar. Okay, so this academy has members, from different mazhab. from different mazhab. Okay, so they actually represents Muslim in their respected countries. Okay, so Majma' Buhuth al-Islamiyah. Okay, so we have also World Fiqh Academy. Okay, so this is under OIC. Okay, Organizations of Islamic Conference. Okay, so World Fiqh Academy, was established as a result of meeting. Okay, meeting. Was any results of the resolutions passed in the meeting of the OIC, I mean Organizations of Islamic Conference, and it was held on 28 January 1981. Okay, in Makkah al-Mukarramah. Okay, so World Fiqh Academy. And we have also, most of countries have a specific body to issue fatwa pertaining to fiqh issues. Okay, for example, Darul Ifta. Okay, in nearly all Arab countries. So now nearly all Arab countries have this body, Darul Ifta. So they issue fatwa whenever there are questions, for example, from public, or their role, is to, to deal with the contemporary issues related to Islamic law, okay, to solve the problems, right? Okay, and we have also in Malaysia, for example, we have Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan. Yeah, Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan. So this Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan is responsible, okay, to deal with this with the contemporary issues, okay, and they give fatwa, okay, as a solution. Okay, so but still there are challenges. Yeah, there are challenges faced by these bodies, by these different bodies. Okay, so what is the challenge? What are the challenges? One of them is that, okay, in terms of implementations of this fatwa. Okay, once, for example, Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan issued a fatwa. Okay, when we go to implementation, is difficult. I mean, why? Okay, because for example, in most Muslim countries at present time, they separate the legislative body and also the ifta body. Okay, ifta or ini like this macam fatwa kebangsaan, body that issue fatwa. Okay, so it is separated. Legislative body, okay, in order for it to be enforced as the law of country. Okay, so need to go through legislative body first, okay, in order to be enforced as a law, okay, as the law of the country. So in Malaysia, for example, we have once Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan issued a fatwa, for example, so this fatwa need to go, okay, go through a parliament, for example, parliament or the state executive council. Okay, because this parliament or the state executive council is responsible to pass any law. Okay, so meaning that if, for example, Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan issues a fatwa, for example, so it will not be binding. Okay, it will not be binding and will not be applicable to be implemented. Okay, unless, okay, it is passed by the parliament. Okay, or the state executive council in that country. Okay, so that is the case. Okay, so actually we need to have great effort actually, okay, for the Islamic law to play a major role, okay, particularly in the Muslim countries. Okay, so I think we have reached to, the time now is 10:35. Okay, so I think that's all, okay, for today, for today's session. So I will pass this microphone, okay, to Brother Shahran.